It would not be wrong to call banking the backbone of modern economy. People like me and you might not have much savings to start a business of our own. Even if we do have, we want to save it for ultimate exigency and not value creation. This is where the role of banking comes in. Millions like us park our money in these institutions. Banks create a collective pool which is not owned by a particular individual. Now, when we want to avail some money for business, we are free to run to banks and the deposited money is given to us in the form of loans. Surely interest rates are there, but it is less stressful than the feeling of losing the money. Though the process is less cumbersome, it does reflect grim reality of society. The reality is that we do not trust each other, and so we involved a third party in the name of banks. But ultimately, even banks are not immune from it. The distrust in society keeps percolating down to them as well. This is the reason why governments have to keep bringing innovative policies to protect the interest of consumers. Hi and welcome to TFIPost. I'm your host Apurva. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. And if you're watching us on Facebook, do like, share and subscribe to the page. Let's begin with the video report. According to a report by The Economic Times, state-run banks are integrating all data sources. Dedicated verticals for big data and analytics are being created. The decision is aimed at infusing a data-driven approach in banking institutions' decision-making. Ultimately, a data-driven approach will make it easier to recover loans, detect and mitigate fraud-related cases. Additionally, the downsizing of digital bureaucracy will assist in availing loans by retail consumers and micro, small and medium enterprises. An executive contacted by the newspaper said, and I quote, banks will expand the portfolio of end-to-end digitalized banking services and introduce digital banking solutions for value chain financing. The initiative is a part of reform strategy by the Government of India. It is termed as Enhanced Access and Service Excellence, EASE 5.0. As the name suggests, this initiative was aimed to make it easier for people to access banking services in both cities and hinterlands of the country. To expedite the process, improving the health of PSBs was the most imminent challenge faced by the Modi government. The dilapidated state of public sector banks was the worst legacy of UPA 2.0, which the Modi government inherited. While PM Modi's Ministry of Finance inherited 9.6% gross NPAs, the Jaitley-led ministry did well to contain it to 10.5% by the end of 2017-18, that is, in the term of 3 years. Containment was good, but eventually it had to be brought down to zero so that banks could start lending. Clearly, a coherent policy which could solve ground-level problems was required. True, IBC and other initiatives to prevent the crisis from escalating were present, but devolution of money to the last entrepreneur is always the need of the hour. Keeping aforementioned points in mind, the Modi government launched ease reforms in 2018. The government knew that the dilapidation of PSBs took some time to come, so they planned to improve their health in a phase-wise manner. In the ease 1.0, the Finance Ministry decided to focus solely on minimizing the NPA crisis in the country. Within a few months, a drastic change in the percentage of NPAs was witnessed. To measure the progress, an ease reform index was launched. The index was based on 120 plus objective metrics in addition to the aforementioned themes. Currently, the index combines more than 140 metrics. On this index, banks scored 49.2 out of 100. Encouraged by the result, the government launched ease 2.0. In many ways, ease 2.0 was the first stepping stone towards fulfilling the original goal of introducing ease, which was to make banking easier for the population. The second phase focused on responsible banking, including customer responsiveness, credit offtake, PSBs as Udayamitra, financial inclusion and digitalization and governance and HR. The results were satisfactory to say the least. 140% increase in financial transactions through mobile and internet banking channels was observed. Despite an increase in the offline services made available by PSBs, the adaptability of internet banking increased. Banks also increased the number of their dedicated marketing employees, which made consumers aware about products offered by the company. Bank of Baroda, State Bank of India and erstwhile Oriental Bank of Commerce turned out to be the major performers. Average score by banks increased from 49.2 in ease 1.0 to 67.4 in ease 2.0. If Ease 2.0 was a stepping stone, Ease 3.0 became the Ram Setu of digitalization of banking ecosystem. The third phase was aimed towards tech-enabled banking. Nirmala Sitharaman led ministry aimed at paperless and digitally enabled banking. The theme included responsible banking, PSBs as Udami Mitra, customer responsiveness, credit takeoff, and deep financial inclusions. The initiative enabled nearly 4.4 lakh customers to benefit through simplified credit access. In the financial year 2021, digitalization generated loan leads of Rs 40,890 crores. Availability of call centers, internet banking, and mobile banking in 14 languages played a major role in it. The portfolio included fresh personal, home, and vehicle loans. Not only through loans, but digitalization of PSBs also helped in increasing the value of digital transactions in PSBs. 72% of PSB transactions were found to be taking place through digital channels. After securing internet penetration, the Finance Ministry moved on towards making services more inclusive under Ease 4.0. It aimed for tech-enabled, simplified, and collaborative banking. Under it, the Finance Ministry targeted new age 24/7 banking with resilient technology. Additionally, focus on increasing banking services in the Northeast was also a key theme of Ease 4.0. Moreover, now that banks were in a good health, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman found it fitting to kick off the process of granting licenses to bad bank. Bad banks would buy all bad loans and other illiquid holdings. The proposal to absorb remaining NPA pressure provided leeway for allowing the banks to raise funds from other sources other than the banking sector. The relaxation of PSBs did not come in vacuum, as they were asked to participate in India's development trajectory. They are now required to contribute to the One District, One Export agenda. All banks have now come out of RBI's prompt corrective action. Now banks are not reluctant to lend, which is manifested in their credit numbers as well. 4 stages of ease reforms have enabled PSBs to invest in new age capabilities. It is like a dream come true for them, since lots of them were merged to improve efficiency. Now there is a need to privatize them. For that, a radical change in efficiency was needed, and it arrived in the form of ease reforms. Maybe the need for privatization will be eliminated altogether.